What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless here, back with another edition of the West Ham Week, where I take 3 of the top stories from West Ham throughout the week and break them down into 2-minute sections. There wasn't a show last week because I was away for a few days in Colchester, but now I'm back and there's been quite a few things happening. It's hard to pick 3 things to talk about, but anyway, here we go. Let's get into it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments below because I do like to read them, and when I can, I try and get in and reply. And without further ado, start the timer now. So first, I mean, a big bit of fallout that's happened over the past few days on Twitter is the situation of the report, the news, the story that was written, claiming that Pellegrini is unhappy with the team being leaked and news being leaked through sites such as ex-employee, and I think ex-employee was specifically named in this article. From this reporter, I think he writes for the Times and the Sun and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it's caused quite a big bit of controversy. And it's one of them things, like, and I said this, it's probably one of them situations where it's just that these journalists, what they do is they take these little bits of information that they might get, or little things they might hear, and make a big, you know, like a mountain out of a molehill type of thing. You know, Pellegrini come out and he said he's not angry about it, you know, and he works on set plays, you know, with all the players the day before, and, you know, he doesn't wait until 4 hours just to tell them. So, you know, it's just one of them things, like, you know, whatever you think about in the nose and stuff like that, you know, I've met him, is a good bloke, and like I said, he doesn't release the team until I think it's like an hour before the club do, or 2 hours before the club do, and that's not really going to affect anything. I think the problem is, and I can understand why a lot of people don't like the in the know accounts, but really it's not them people should be getting mad about, right? The problem is the people inside the club that are actually the ones leaking the information, these sources. I don't know what they get out of it, because these are the same people. People don't mind it when they leak stories to journalists. These are just fans, you know, online who are making a little platform for themselves. So why is it okay for the journalists to do it? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it works both ways. I mean, this is going into this story as we've gone on to the CeeLo story I'm going to talk about. This kind of goes into like a two-parter, because, you know, it's a situation where the difference is with the journalists and with these accounts, say like ex-employee, is where ex-employee is a fan, he's not really interested in embellishing and twisting and, you know, falsifying a lot of things just to get the clicks. Do you know what I mean? That's where you build up your reputation. And that's the problem with a lot of these journalists will just, you know, pretty much lie to get clicks, because you've got to understand, this is their job, this is their career. They have to, you know, bring in money. They have to be coming up with new stories, and they get judged by their traffic. They're looking at the analytics and they're saying, right, this ain't getting much. This ain't got much clicks. This ain't got much clicks. So you need the clicks. You know, like this CeeLo story, right? You know, the same bloke, I think it was, published that David Sullivan is blaming a lot of, you know, our situation on CeeLo's signings, and he's sort of not happy with the job he's done. Now, straight away, loads of West Ham fans jumped on this and going, oh, Sullivan talking again, typical, blah, 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 right? And it's like, why are we so quick to just take these tabloids, you know, stories at face value and just, right, we're going to blatantly believe them. What they've said is gospel. I'm going to formulate my opinions based on some tin pot tabloids, like, opinion, like the Times, like, you know. So I think we just all need to, you know, have a little bit of perspective. So, you know, there might be grains of truth in some of that. You've got to take it with a pinch of salt, a lot of it. And the thing is, a lot of these, how it works a lot of the time is, I've had a little bit of insight into how it sort of works, and I've, you know, through people I've spoke to, and what it sort of is they getting information from, like, there's lots of different people sort of that work not just necessarily for the club, but with the club. Like, CeeLo isn't the only person identifying the players and recommending players to the club. They've got several different people, like a network of different scouts and things like that. And you know, these people will be ones that talk and be like, oh, look, I recommended that player, like you know, to the tabloids and or to these inner knows and stuff like that. So it's just so many different people connected to the club that will come and talk. And as a journalist might get a little something. They'll get this little grain that's not really a story. And it's like, that's not really a story. But if I add this, and this, I can make it into a story. It could just be a little offhanded comment and you go, oh, there's something there. I'll add this bit and embellish it and, you know, leave certain bits out. And so you really got to take what they take with a grain of salt, what they say with a grain of salt. But yeah, so I've gone sort of over onto the Pellegrinis comments, right? So I'm going to be running over the usual time, but you know, I had to get it all out there, and I still haven't got to say everything I probably needed to say. That's the limit on this show. Yeah, so Pellegrini is confident. He's saying the players need to trust him, and the fans should trust him. He's come out and he said this. Okay, so he said, oh, of course, when the results are not good, everyone is disappointed here. Me, the players, the owners, the fans, everyone. But also, they must understand, they must trust in what we are doing, because it is not an experiment we are doing here. It is a way to grow that we have done before a lot of times. So me, I will not change. Do I ever doubt my methods? No. I always trust in what I do because I have 35 years in this. I don't think that because you lose 4 games, you must not be confident. In this moment, I trust more than ever what I do, because it's not the first time that I'm doing this work, not the first time in my career that we have bad results. Every club has bad results in one moment of the season. It is not a good start with bad results, but we are absolutely confident we are going to reverse it. I am not worried about the statistics. I am worried about trying to find the team to play well and win the game. So I agree with him 100%. He's 100% spot on there. In what he said with those quotes. You know, you don't want a manager second guessing himself. You know, he needs to have that resolve and that confidence to go and push forward. If he starts second guessing all these decisions and keeps chopping and changing all the time, the players are never going to adapt to what he wants to do, because we're always changing it. They're never going to start to gel and grow in confidence, because we're just constantly changing things. He needs to just keep pushing forward and just drilling into these players, you know, exactly what he wants and exactly what he expects. And he just needs to be tough with the players, I think. You know, give him the time he needs, give him some breathing room. You know, it's been so negative lately in this past few weeks, that whole over the whole international break. And I understand it's not fun seeing your team lose 4 games in a row. It's not fun at all. And I'm not saying we should walk around saying how great everything is, but like, let's just calm down a bit. Let's just calm down and have just a little bit of perspective that there are a lot of points still to play for, you know, and we have seen some positives. We've seen some negatives in that side, but we've seen some positives. So we just need to hope things come good and, you know, they adapt sooner rather than later. And, you know, we've got Everton, obviously, on Sunday. Today, if you're watching this on Sunday. And me and Nikki will be driving down there, and we'll be going to the game. So if you are going to the game, come and say hello and come for an interview after the game. You know, have your say. And yeah, we'll be looking to film that, and we'll be looking to film hopefully some stuff on the way down in the car. Maybe like some stuff on the way home from the game. If we're going to try and maybe meet up for a post-match pint on Monday. If not, we're definitely going to try and film like a post-match drive on the way home and look at, hopefully, talking in depth about our great first win of the season. Who knows? So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, it was a bit longer today. It's hard, like, when you've got them 2 minutes, you know, it's hard to really get what you're saying across without it being misunderstood. So, hopefully, like, I haven't been misunderstood in what I've been saying, and it came across. So, anyway, guys, leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And one thing left to say, come on, you eyes.